Well, Gary, we made hard work of that, but pulled it out the bag in the end, and that's another 3 points.
Yeah, it's a big 3 points. I'm sure at the end of the season we'll look back on certain matches and positions and stages in games over the course of the season, and I'm sure hopefully that will be one that we'll look back on a game which we were very much in control of, really. And 1-0 up at half time, I felt that we played some good football in the first half. Could have been 2 or 3. I think we certainly deserved at least to be 1 up and very much in control of the game, even though I thought, being fair to Bromley, they were very lively up top. 2 lads they fetched in, they were mobile, and we certainly have to concentrate and be at our best with them. But 1-0 at half time, I felt comfortable that we'd go on and win the game. And ideal start the second half, 2-0 up. Great move, great finish from Paris, and I think that from the point of view of the 3 points, I think he was very much in control there, that we'd go on and win the game quite comfortably. I couldn't see at that stage, no disrespect to them, but all credit to them in another way, that they didn't roll over. They kept battling, and at 70 odd minutes, I've had a situation where Paris has only had 2 games in the last 5 weeks. I was a little bit edgy in respect of his hamstrings, and you've had Moses, who hasn't done anything over the last 10 days with injury, and I just felt that it was an ideal opportunity at 2-0 then. We were very much in control, a little bit of freshness, could go on and win the game comfortably, but it's a warning for us. I don't think anybody in the ground could see what was going to happen and how it happened, but a little bit of sloppiness where we hadn't cleared our lines. We had opportunities on the first goal, 2 or 3 times to clear our lines properly, we never, and then we give a rash penalty away and they've got a goal. And at 2-1 their tails are up, and as I said, the lads up top were very lively, and I'm afraid again that we had an opportunity to clear our lines, and we've not cleared the ball as good as we should have done, and they picked the ball up in midfield and worked it. It's gone through Alan Ince's legs, and the lad struck it well, and it's in the back of the net. And it was a situation at that time then, hopefully to remain calm and hopefully keep our concentration, because it all happened so quick that if anybody you could see at that time who would gain an advantage out of it, how the game would turn, it was probably them. But we straightened ourselves and we won a free kick, which I'd have been very disappointed to have been given against me or my team so late into injury time. But it's a wonderful quality pass or free kickings in the box by Kieran Murter, and Joe McNerney has got on the end of it. And I say, I think we deserved the 3 points, but I'd be, if I was probably disappointed in one way how they got back into the game and not got nothing out of it. But I think over the 90 minutes, as I say, we've made hard work of it. But I think number one thing was on the way to the game here today. You always want to try and play, a brand of football and try and create chances and keep the crowd buzzing. But I was more interested in the day after last week's disappointing result and performance. It was about making sure that we started the points ball ticking over straight away. So, it was great scenes at the end there, and I think it shows at the end there that we're going to be hard to stop. I think that will, kick us on again now. And like I say, in my opinion, at the end of the day, I'm not usually far wrong in respect of points tallies. I've been there in the past. But certainly 9 wins from the last 16, and I even think 8 wins that'll see us over that line. I really do. I know I keep, I live in an area where I'm not too far from certain Conference South clubs, and I read the newspapers, and they keep saying how pleased they was that we got beat last week, but we've got to turn around and do our own job. So that's nice to start that ball. Every game that we turn around and play and we win, it makes it harder for the other clubs to catch us, so very pleased.
And do you think there's perhaps a lesson there for the players, that if you like, the game is 90 minutes rather than say 65 or 70? Because I know you've alluded to the substitutions, and perhaps maybe they contributed perhaps to Bromley getting back in the game, maybe they didn't, but there's also an argument for saying really that the players perhaps thought they had the game in the bag.
I think, it's a thing we talk about at all levels of football, and you turn around and see it every game, that sometimes you see a team very much in control of the game, and out of a situation with a bit of sloppiness, a team can get back in the game, and it tends to take its effect and deflate teams and gives other teams a lift. But no, I don't look at the substitutions today. As I said, Parrish has played 2 matches in the last 5 weeks. He's had an hamstring problem. He works very hard. He's always on the move out there, and you tend to watch players. And I was watching him; he was blowing hard, and you probably also get a little bit paranoid. At 2-0, we were in control. Look and make him safe, but you know, no, I don't look at that. I think that the 2 goals where Bromley got back in the game today, we look at ourselves as a club from a defending point of view. We were sloppy. We hadn't dealt with situations when in control of the ball in our defensive third. And if you don't do that, we always turn around and say is that if you don't defend properly or do the basics properly, you'll get punished. We've got punished today in one way, but we've had a get out Joe at the end there, which is a good warning for us, because it showed. It don't matter how much I say or Steve Thompson talk about, if you don't concentrate for 90 minutes or you do get sloppy, teams can get back in the game, and we've done that. But you know, this don't look at the game really over the last 20 minutes. I think we have to look at the game over the 90. Then I think we have to turn around and see how much character the players showed at the end there by turning around and going and dig the result out of it. And as I say, it's a big 3 points for us, there's no doubt about that, but as I say, it's the case hopefully that pushes us on now.
And it just shows, doesn't it, how much football can change from week to week. This time last week, we had a get out of jail in the last minute and didn't take it. This week, up pops Joe Mack in probably the 96th minute, and everybody's euphoric and they go home happy.
It's a big goal. It's a big goal because I think that you know, when you're a football supporter, when you're a player, when you're a manager, I think at the end of the day you always have situations where, you know, people that walked out this ground tonight very frustrated, very disappointed if we hadn't won the game, and that would have been another week, and that would have been very hard for people to accept, even more so when you're only playing 1 game a week. Now, we've made hard work of it, you know, but at the end of the day we've got the 3 points we deserved.
And great reward for Joe Mack, who was rested today, and that can't have been an easy decision, but he showed great character, didn't he, there, getting in the box and getting on the end of that magnificent Kieran Murty free kick.
Yeah, Joe's done very, very well. Joe wasn't rested today because he hadn't done well recently. We've got a situation at the moment, there's no secret about it. Adam Dawes suspended next week, and you know, I don't need to be risking 2 centre-halves at the end of the day in a game where I know that one of my centre-halves is out next week and we've still got Mark Ricketts out. You know, and I know that some people might not see that and understand that, but you know, that's why I'm saying it now, that you know, at the end of the day, I could play 2 out of 3 centre-halves today. Next week I can only play 2. So it was only common sense really to move Doyley into centre-half straight away and rest either Joe Mack or Alan Inns. On recent games recently, I thought that Alan Inns had the nod. So, but I explained it to Joe. He understands that. He understands, and you have to turn around and, you know, face them decisions, make them decisions as a management team. And you know, me and Steve Thompson, we're always thinking all the time. You know, you've got to be thinking ahead, and you know, that was an important decision. But as I say, I'm pleased for him today because as much as he was disappointed in one way, he understood and accepted it. He's got the reward at the end for the 3 points.
And talking of thinking ahead, next week it's Salisbury away, a very difficult place to go, and although they're perhaps not doing as well as people might have expected, they certainly performed very well here at Kingfield.
Yeah, they'll be hard, there's no doubt about that. They've been here twice now, and last season they came in the FA Trophy and done very well and deservedly won, and then came here and defended very well to be a 0-0. And I think their league position in one way is false because they've got some good players. They're a big, strong, physical side, and they've had a good FA Cup run. But at the end of the day, you know, we've got to go there and worry about what we've got to do now. But we'll be very pleased. We'll take good support down there, and as I say, it's a case of everything's in our own hands. So I say all the games are tough. We've seen that over the last couple of home games against Staines and against Bromley. Teams near the bottom, you know, are going to fight that little bit harder. They tend to know that they've got, you know, to dig a little bit deeper to stay up. So you know, I think that even though Salisbury won't be in a position where they'll be, you know, battling in the bottom 4 or 5, it'll be a tough nut to crack. But look forward to going there.
Lovely, thank you very much, Gary. Enjoy your weekend.